There is a moment, for instance, which will define our production in some way, where the evil counsellor tries to get rid of the good counsellor Zhao Dun by having him attacked by a demon Mastiff. Now, putting a dog on stage is one of the big challenges of how you do the play. The Peking opera version has a man in a not very convincing dog suit. The stage version I saw had a man as a dog, but made no attempts to disguise them as a dog. And the film version has a rabid-looking Alsatian. So there are a series of possibilities as to how we might do it on stage.
We spent a long time thinking about how we would do it, and we weren't entirely sure at the beginning whether we'd have a puppet, but that's the route that we've gone. The puppet that Billie has made is absolutely beautiful, and it's scary, it's great. It's a really big dog.
It's the biggest puppet I've had the pleasure of making so far, and on my own. And it's been a challenge to get him moving correctly, and it's always a challenge because every puppet you design is from scratch, and there's no pre-designed book of how to make them. You go by the anatomy of a real dog, but there are certain rules that you change and adapt to make a puppet skeleton. So underneath all the fur and the foam, it's very much anatomically like a real dog. He's also got elastic in them which gives some bounce like tendons would, like muscles would. It makes it slightly easier for the puppeteer rather than him being like a limp marionette. He's got a little bit of bounce in him, more like a real living thing would. And it's all about the breathing. The three puppeteers have to learn to breathe together and breathe and act through the puppet rather than as they're used to being actors. Getting that right and watching the satisfaction and seeing the reaction of people to it now it's been really exciting. It's really rewarding, that thing and it's such a skill, puppeteering. This is the first time that I've made something that has been puppeteered by people that have been trained with a puppetry director, and it's so rewarding to see it moved by such talented people. We're generally the first people in and the last people out, working on that and just trying to get the movement right. But also trying to make something that is like life but larger than. We don't want people to be convinced that it's with puppets that it's a real thing. We're not doing that, but we want people to invest in it so they have real fear of it, but that it in itself is not a real thing. So that's been really exciting. And it really does come to life and it's magical.